Hello, this is Cian Toomey for Week 5 Money Banking. So this week we looked at two interrelated concepts, namely risk and regulation. Again, the main focus would have been on banks, and in the first class we looked at bank risks and the myriad of risks that banks face. So some banks of course face more risk than others, but most banks face similar risks, and those include traditional ones like liquidity, interest rate risk, credit risk. Then more recent ones have come on, such as cyber risk, and generally, I suppose, the whole area of operational risk linked to fraud and online spam and phishing and the rest of it. And in general, of course, why are banks so susceptible to that? Well, of course, banks is where the money happens to be at. But of course, as we saw, it's not just banks that are susceptible to this kind of cyber attacks. So this week we had some of the crypto exchange, Binance, was subjected to a large-scale hack as well. So then in Thursday's class, we looked at regulation. And of course, regulation means many things. It's an umbrella term for, I suppose, the supervision of banks, as well as setting out the ground rules of how banks operate. And again, the two main reasons really why banks are regulated are to do with the fact that financial products are not physical and are linked to the idea that they can be subject to losses for consumers. We saw, and we played in class, the little financial literacy quiz, and in general most people don't understand complex financial products, so that's one of the reasons. So kind of consumer protection. And then the more broad reason why regulators, and in particular central banks, intervene is to ensure financial stability. Sometimes that's at individual bank level, and sometimes it's at a systemic level, and that's generally known as kind of the macroprudential supervision or financial stability within a central bank's remit. So what I would suggest is having a look at the Central Bank of Ireland website, see what it is that they do to regulate the Irish financial system, and understand again that traditional banks are facing a wide range of regulations. Again, for those of you who are interested in this area, there is a whole area of jobs linked to the so-called middle office, including regulation, quant risk analysts, compliance. Again, that's something that some of you might end up looking at. And if you are interested in that career, something like the FRM qualification would be relevant. So that's it for today. And again, we're moving on to more aspects of fintechs versus banks next week. Thank you.